So I know you talked about external relationships, external
Yeah.
participation, things like that. But what about your internal team?
Hmm.
Able to really tap into the skill sets that they had or strengths and all that to be able to really innovate.
Yeah. Coming in, I didn't know anything about workforce development when I started. I actually had barely knew what that term was when I applied for the job. I just thought program manager at nonprofit, that sounds amazing. Job training, that's great. And part of why I'd gone into higher education was because I believe that education can change lives. I think that might be why a lot of people are in learning and development in general and like to help people learn and think it can be a really transformative process. I hadn't come across that term workforce development before, but quickly found myself really, really enjoying it. But I wasn't an expert. And I knew that, and I brought that in with me to the organization. And I also recognized that those who had stayed at Skillpoint and those eventually who we would hire had expertise. They had knowledge, they had historical knowledge, they had skill sets I did not have. I was always in awe of what Natalie could do when she was speaking, presenting, and talking about Skillpoint and recruiting people for our programs. It was amazing to see. And so I really wanted to make sure that the team that we had could really utilize their skill set and take their role in a direction that they wanted to. It's a little hard to articulate how I did this, but I tried really hard, especially in like one-on-ones and in team meetings, to reiterate over and over that if anyone has any ideas, I really want to hear them. Let's bring them up. Let's talk about them. Let's explore them. And to match that with empowerment that you could actually run with an idea. I think as a leader, it's sometimes potentially tempting to think that you are the know-it-all, or maybe because you're at the nexus of all this information, you should be the one with the great ideas. And I think beware of that kind of line of thinking, because good ideas can come from anywhere. But you also don't want to just be a bunch of hot air that's like saying, oh yeah, come tell me your ideas and blah, blah, blah. And then you don't actually follow up on them, because nothing is more discouraging than that. So that was some of the strategy I took, was trying to really help my team feel like they were credible, because I did truly view them as credible and experts in their space, and wanted them to bring their best selves forward, their best ideas, and we all benefited when they did that. I can think of Natalie approaching me, asking me, oh, can I rework this process for a student onboarding because I just don't like it? And she'd inherited it from the person before her. And so we sat down in a one-on-one conversation, and she shared her concerns and was like, yeah, go for it. Let's just revamp it. And I'm here if you want any guidance or feedback or input. And so she engaged me along the way, but really, really happy with what she came up with. And we continue to use a lot of elements from some of the stuff that she redesigned for us. So I think it can be really great. Just be on the lookout for ideas that come from all levels and everyone that you're working with. And I think that ties back to being a thought leader, is listening and paying attention to where ideas are coming from. It's not like, I'm paying attention to everybody from the commissioner appointed by the governor of Texas Workforce Commission to all the way down to and including our students. And I don't mean down to imply a hierarchy, just the breadth of different stakeholders that I want to pay attention to for good ideas.